So it's been a crazy season so far. Even did sick week. Obviously, we rebuilt the motor. I'm sure you guys have seen that. We went through the whole thing. We started with a lot of new wiring, actually all new wiring. Took every piece of copper out of it. Started from scratch with the wiring. We have the MSD Pro 600 system on it now for our ignition system. One of the biggest things we did was we got rid of the E85 and the intercooler and went to methanol. So we're running a dual fuel system on this, and Holley's controlling it all. We have Aeromotive doing the fuel system side of it with the Waterman pump for the methanol, the mechanical pump running off the ProCharger drive, with a Aeromotive in-tank fuel pump now, so no more external fuel pump back there. Super quiet, seem to keep up pretty well with everything. We also added the APHIS injectors, so we have those for the methanol, along with Holley 46-pound injectors for the 93 octane. So as soon as it kind of barely gets into boost, we start running the methanol, and it changes over really, really quick. Some of the other changes we made, we actually added sniffer tubes to it. And when we were on sick week, we noticed trying to read bank to bank off of one cylinder, the front cylinder on each side did not go as planned. We had a lot of issues on the highway or just cruising. Going down the track seemed to be okay, but we also knew if we had an issue with one of those cylinders that it would correct the entire bank off of one cylinder. So we added the sampling tubes to it, also lowered the motor down, got the rake out of it. The reason why it was raked for sick week was because of the oil pan clearance. So we actually notched the oil pan and was able to drop the front of the motor down about an inch, which actually lowered the ProCharger just over 2 inches, and then up in the rear. So the motor is actually sitting at a 1.5 degree angle now compared to over 5 degrees. So with that, we're able to fix the pinion angle in the back. Marty helped me out with that yesterday. A lot of back and forth with him, getting that figured out back there. And we're able to drop the rear suspension down and actually get it sitting right. We should have considerably more extension. We have the shock sensors from Rife back there, so we're going to be able to see everything, exactly how much it's moving, so that's going to be extremely handy as well. The fiberglass doors, added that also, got a lot of weight out of it. So we were at 3570 during sick week, depending on the track, 3560 or 3570. I scaled it day before yesterday, and we're at 3298. So that's without the hood and a couple little things, but I still think we're going to be right around the 3,300 pound range. So huge weight savings there. And added the windshield brace so we don't lose molding once I put it back on, hopefully. The window is kind of pushing in quite a bit, so we added that brace to it, helped that out a lot.
All right, one of the cool things that we did with Chuck's car was able to run it on pump gas and on methanol and be able to switch back and forth. So he has a fuel cellar fuel tank in the back with an intake pump, plumbed for pump gas 93, drive it, start it, idle it, run it. And then we have it set up that the Holley will automatically shut off those injectors and turn off the small ones and turn on the big ones simultaneously. So as it goes into boost, it no longer runs on gas, it runs strictly on methanol and back. So you have two fuel maps right here. This right here, where it says green 100, is the small set of injectors, and this is under vacuum. They only work under vacuum, and as by the time that we're in 2 pounds of boost, we're running strictly on methanol only. And then as it comes back down, you can see the map for the second set of injectors, all methanol here, and as it comes back down, we switch back over to the original set of injectors. Holley was able to, with their injector driver box, able to support 16 injectors sequentially, which means it fires one injector at a time, whether it's sequential with the small injectors or sequential for the big injectors, and it worked really well. You can't even really tell or hear the change in tone. Your eyes burn when it's on the dyno, and then they stop burning when you let off. So it's pretty awesome how that worked out. It was a great success. We got it all done. We got the dual fuels dialed in. We got some drivability tuning on the dyno. Drives and cruises real good. Found a couple bugs that need fixed up, but I'm feeling really excited about this weekend. Now if I can just go home and finish a few things on my car, I'll be good.
Made pretty good power for what we were doing. Started having some traction issues and started shaking the tire a little bit, actually a lot of it. And so we had to stop where we were at before we heard anything. We made right under 1,600 horsepower. Once we started leaning into it a little bit and putting out more timing in it and cleaning up the fueling a little bit is when we started having issues, when we really started making more power. So we will see what it does at the track and kind of go from there. So this weekend, starting Thursday, we're heading down to South Carolina for the Street Car Braggin Rights. I'm running the Run What You Run class, which is arguably one of the quicker classes. It is a quarter-mile class. So we will be hopefully doing a little bit of testing ahead of time and using qualifying passes to do some testing and get it all ironed out. Rick is also running his car, as well as Robbie, one of our customers, taking his GT500 down there. So should be a lot of fun.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
We can see everything. Bob, you're really messing. We'll have to cut from that. I don't know what this means.
Lower the engine.
No.
We're talking about.
I know, but this doesn't mean anything to me. I thought you were trying to fly away. I don't know.